Vital components to creating a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life is to become a master at setting boundaries. But for so many people, setting boundaries between you and another person, including your family, well, it isn't that easy, is it?
No, and it depends on your upbringing and past experiences. And here with more on what boundaries exactly are and how we can set them in all aspects of our life is Peter Nezatarian. He's a licensed psychotherapist and national board certified counselor over at Fig Guardian Counseling. I just love this topic, Peter. I really think this is great because honestly, I kind of had to look it up because I thought that having no boundaries meant that you just said things sometimes that you didn't mean, or you had no filter, or you didn't think before you spoke. But there's so much more to it than that.
Absolutely. There's quite a few different kinds of boundaries, in fact, if we can look at those. In fact, let's take a look at these. What kind of, there's different types of, let's take a look at the, first of all, material.
Yes.
Material boundaries is, how do you feel about stuff? Lending money, lending your car, lending your clothes, lending your toothbrush. How do you feel about that? Some people are good with that, some people are very uncomfortable with that. Another boundary we have would be physical boundaries. Physical is just how close do you like to be? When you greet people, as we just did a moment ago, do you give a little hug? Do you shake hands? Do you stand back from them? Do you Howie Mandel does the fist bump. I don't want to shake hands, a little bit of German folks who do. That's a boundary. Then we have mental boundaries, thoughts, values, and opinions. Do you have a good, strong sense of what you think, what you feel, how you feel about things? Are you easily suggestible? If you get a conversation and somebody has an idea, you go, oh, well, that sounds interesting, and you just drift off into that. And, sometimes when people are dating, there's a tendency for, I hate to say it, for girls to sort of take on an opinion of a guy because they want him to like her. And so if I go with you, then, that'll be a good thing. So are you able to maintain your own mental boundaries? Then emotional boundaries, and that's about having a separation of your emotions from somebody else's. If somebody else has an emotional feeling, do you get drawn into that? I seemed to play Steel Magnolias the other night, and there's a great line in there where one of the gals is crying, and her friend says, in our family, we don't let people cry alone.
Oh.
Now, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But really, where's your boundary? This is your problem. I want to be empathetic, but I'm not going to cry because you cry. But people do that, so that's fine too. Sexual boundary, don't talk too much about that. Who gets to touch you and where and when and how much, that's you get to decide that. So we don't like that. And then spiritual boundaries, another interesting concept is, of course, a belief system in your higher power, whatever that is. We want to respect that for anybody. But it also has to do with enhancing other people's lives. You sort of want to raise your kids up and launch them into the world, or help your partner be all they can be in various ways. But what about somebody who doesn't like that? The wife who says when she's 45, the kids are kind of grown now, I think I'll go back to school, finish my nursing degree, we'll have some more money, we can put an addition on the house. And the husband, instead of being thrilled about that, says, well, what makes you think you're going to survive with those young kids? And if you think I'm going to stay home and have it when you're having a study group with some jock, forget it. And they actually, they keep you from being all you can be. Instead of enhancing your ability, they pull you back. I can give you lots of examples. It's not a pretty picture, but then they go, well, I thought you'd be thrilled that I was going to go. No, sometimes you have to set a boundary there. So these are all various types of boundaries. Yeah, and even physical boundaries take the form of, some people in various parts of the world, like in Latin American countries, Mediterranean countries, they're very close. People sit close, talk close, they're right in each other's faces, link arms, girls will link arms in friends when they're walking down.
A lot of ear kisses.
Very good. And other places like Japan, I'm perfectly happy if you're on the other side of the room. We just bow stiffly at the waist. That's all the contact we want, none. So what are your boundaries in these various ways?
So why is it important to set boundaries for yourself and for others?
Well, first of all, it defines you. Who are you? Are you easily drawn to this person's opinion, that person's way of dressing, this person's way of talking, that person's way of eating, whatever it is? Or do you know who you are? So helping define who we are as a person internally helps us set our boundaries on the outside as well. Do we know who we are?
But how do we do that? How do we set our boundaries?
Well, where does it start? Childhood. What were your parents like? What did your parents teach you about privacy or nudity or loud music or whatever it might be? How did you feel about that? Was it just a free and open thing in your home when you were growing up? If so, then you'll probably think that's what I want to do. If it was, taught you about privacy and taking care of yourself and respecting other people's limits, then you grow up having those values. So a lot of this comes out of your childhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
How can you can't go back and change your childhood, so what can you do if perhaps you didn't like how you were taught certain boundaries?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because what it says to you is, Okay, I realized I didn't get something. For some reason, I just didn't get this. So now later in life, can I get it? Well, sure. Number one, identify what it is. Let's say boundaries. We're talking about that. Well, where do I go? Well, there are books to read, or you can come to a therapist and say, this is an issue. I find myself drawn into relationships very easily, or not remembering who I am. I just get caught up in the moment. How do I set a better boundary? So going to therapy and understand how you can do that. So you have to know that you're missing it, where to go to get it, and then go and get it.
Hang on to that thought, because we are going to go to a commercial break and we're going to have more with Peter when we return. This is so interesting. We'll be right back.